Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Monday, March 6, 2023. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Guyana gets over US $200 million in IDB loans for health, climate, and small business projects. Taxi driver, friend killed after car submerges in Berbice Canal. 3 dead, several injured in Greenwich Park accident. East Coast Demerara fisherman stabs wife to death. DPP to advise on PNC'S illegal occupancy of government building in LETHEM, and PAC probes $99.6 million in legal fees spent by AG Chambers in 2019. Now for the news in detail. The Inter-American Development Bank has signed several loan agreements with Guyana, which will go towards financing upgrades in the local health sector, climate resilience, and small to medium business enterprises. In our lead story tonight, Gerald Bryan reports that the loans amount to over US $200 million.
It was explained during a signing ceremony on Monday that up to US $160 million will go towards financing healthcare improvements. The second loan agreement of up to US $100 million will be for financing climate-resilient infrastructure such as roads. Meanwhile, the third loan agreement is to support competitiveness and quality standards among micro, small, and medium business enterprises. Up to US $8 million will go towards this. Welcoming the agreements, Finance Minister Dr. Ashley Singh said that they signify IDB's status as a long-term development partner of Guyana.
In particular, this project will support the rehabilitation of the East Bank Demerara Highway, which is a major artery in Guyana. The second investment is in the public healthcare system, and in particular, the rehabilitation and or expansion and or establishment of new hospitals in 7 different areas, including in remote areas in Guyana, and in particular deploying information and communications technology for telemedicine solutions, which is an excellent innovation and will completely transform the quality of healthcare enjoyed by remote populations in Guyana.
Dr. Singh noted that the funds from the third loan agreement will, among other things, go towards financing a new state-of-the-art laboratory for the National Bureau of Standards.
That laboratory plays an absolutely critical role in standards and certification, which of course have taken on new and enhanced importance given the changes that are taking place in the Guyanese economy. It's important for us to be compliant with international standards and to be certified as compliant with international standards in all sectors in which we operate. So these are 3 extremely important operations, and we want to thank the IDB for your support, and we look forward to continued and expanded strong support in the months and years ahead.
IDB has funded several projects in Guyana over the years. Only last year, it was announced that the IDB would loan Guyana US $43 million to help build and upgrade over 15 schools. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
2 persons are dead while a third is hospitalized after the car in which they were traveling veered off the road at Bamfield, East Coast Berbice, Region 6, and ended up in a canal where it subsequently submerged. The accident occurred in the wee hours of Sunday. Our Berbice correspondent, Andrew Carmichael, joins us to report that the driver reportedly swerved from colliding with a carcass before losing control of the vehicle.
Dead are 39-year-old Qualis Crawford, called Blood of Sukdeo Street, West Kanji, and Shiliza London, popularly known as Shelly, 24 of Lot 49 Stanleytown, New Amsterdam. The incident, which occurred at about 3 hours 30, involved motorcar PAB 7203 and is owned By Ian Baggett, a 38-year-old of Betsy Groundless Kanji, and was driven at the time by Crawford. There was one other person in the vehicle, Jamiel Wilts, 29 of Savannah Park, New Amsterdam, who was seated behind London, who was seated in the front passenger's seat. Based on reports reaching the Evening News, Crawford swerved from colliding with the carcass of an animal on the roadway and ended up crashing into a heap of sand before losing control of the vehicle, which ended up in the canal. Police say the car was proceeding west at a fast rate of speed when the driver lost control of the vehicle, which spun and turned turtle, ending up in a trench on the northern side of the road. Meanwhile, reports reaching this newscast indicates that Willis managed to exit the vehicle and sought assistance. At first, the injured man attempted to stop a taxi that was passing, but at the time the car went about its business without stopping. However, when the car was passing the area a second time, the driver realized that something was amiss and stopped. Eventually, the motionless bodies of Crawford and London were pulled out from the car after it had been under the water for some time, with the wheels in the air. Both of them were taken to the New Amsterdam hospital, where they were officially pronounced dead, while the backseat passenger was admitted. Crawford had reportedly attended a party in New Amsterdam and had reportedly left after to attend another party with his friends at Firish, some 11 miles away. The accident reportedly occurred on the way back to New Amsterdam. Crawford's reputed wife, Melissa April, when contacted, explained that she had retired to bed at about 11 hours on Saturday evening, and shortly after, he turned up at her house, but before she could inquire what he wanted, he drove away.
One of Quali's friend called my phone about 3 o'clock, and he said that our Quali switched up in an accident. Then a girl called me and said she hear he passed away. And when I go down there, I meet he and the female, both lying dead. Sorry. There's about it on the right-hand side of the road. They have a dead cow, and I feel like he hit the sun on the right side and the car flipped. That's all I know.
She referred to Crawford as being a fun-loving person, while noting that it was the second close person she had lost in the span of 1 month.
This is a big blow to me, because just a month now I lost my mom. Everybody for Qualis overseas, so everybody on me, everybody calling me what happened, but I can't tell the people I don't know what happened.
Police are awaiting on autopsies to be conducted on the bodies. For the evening news, Andrew Carmichael.
3 persons are now dead while several others injured following an accident at Greenwich Park, East Bank, Essequibo at around 9:30 hours this morning. Dead are 72-year-old Margaret Kennedy, 57-year-old Olga Reddy, and 40-year-old Elvis Charles, who were passengers in a minibus at the time of the crash. Reports are that a truck was proceeding along the road at a fast rate of speed behind a motor car, which suddenly stopped to allow a pedestrian to cross the road. The truck driver alleged that when this sudden stop was made, he applied brakes and swerved right to avoid a collision with the car. But in the process, he collided with a minibus which was proceeding from the opposite direction. As a result of the collision, several passengers within the minibus were injured. In addition to the 3 passengers who died, the minibus driver, along with 7 other passengers, were admitted patients suffering from a wide range of injuries about their bodies. Investigations are ongoing. Lawana McAllister joins us now to report that the showdown between the People's National Congress and the state over the party's occupation of a government building in LETHEM, Region 9, has been referred to the Director of Public Prosecutions by the Guyana Police Force. Here is more.
Only a few days ago, there was a showdown between former Region 9 REO Carl Parker and the police over a government building in LETHEM. In a statement on Monday, the Guyana Police Force revealed that it has prepared a file to send to the Director of Public Prosecutions. They explained that current REO Carl Singh made a police complaint about Parker and associates obstructing the region's work on the building. Parker was accused of attempting to chase away a contractor who was working on the building under a contract from the regional administration. According to the police, they intervened in that situation, and moreover, the contractor refused to leave. It was for the alleged that members of the PNC subsequently came and broke off the locks for the property. The REO also said that the opposition party was served with notices to vacate the building on several occasions. According to the police, they will await legal advice from the DPP before taking appropriate action. The property in question belongs to the state but decades was occupied by the PNC, which used it as an office. The Evening News understands that the government wants to utilize the facility to advance health services in the region. Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Nigel Darmalal had explained that the illegal occupancy of the building by the PNCR was flagged on numerous occasions by the Auditor General. PNCR's Roysdale Ford, however, had issued a statement arguing that it matters not whether the land is owned by the state. Lawanda McAllister, The Evening News.
Over $90 million was spent on legal fees by the Attorney General Chambers for the cases that came after the no confidence motion in 2019. But according to Solicitor General Nigel Hawke, the practice of outsourcing legal cases by the AG Chambers is a normal one. Gerald Bryan has the details.
The Public Accounts Committee, PAC, on Monday heard from officers of the Attorney General Chambers as they examined the Auditor General's report. Specifically, they were quizzed by PAC member Juan Edgel about the lawyers who were contracted by the Chamber during 2019. At the time, a number of high-profile lawyers, both local and regional, were brought in as the former APNU AFC government fought their no-confidence motion loss in the courts. Solicitor General Nigel Hawke admitted that all these lawyers were sole-sourced. However, it was explained that permission was given to do so. He noted that outsourcing is a normal practice.
It's a normal practice in Guyana. It's a normal practice in first world countries. It's a normal practice throughout the entire Commonwealth, Caribbean, and the Commonwealth. A state, if it desires to retain the best counsel to fight its case, it would do so as a matter of policy. And the other point I want to make, which some may not see reflected in the report and something I think needs address, as Solicitor General of Guyana, when the report is put in a way, notwithstanding having one Solicitor General, one deputy, one assistant, it gives the impression as though the Solicitor General, the Deputy Solicitor General, and the other officers does nothing. Just want to make the point that on average at the chambers of the Attorney General, we get 10 cases per day. That's an average. You calculate that per week. That's 50 cases a week.
PAC Chairman Jermaine Figuera also read out a breakdown of the legal fees paid to these lawyers.
In total, the sum is 99,146,000.
Yeah, that's stated in the report.
42. So was it individually?
Yes, but was paid to each individual.
Okay. Courtney Chiney, $34,104,400. Rex McKay, SC, and Neil Boston, SC jointly.
No, hold on, their names were not called.
But I'm calling the names that the PS asked for the assistance from the auditor office. $25 million. Almac Gallup,
right.
$6,600,000. Maxwell Edwards, $4,800,000. Patrice Henry, $5,851,000. Robinson Law Firm, $5,600,000.
Despite the battery of lawyers brought in by the former Attorney General Chambers, the courts ultimately upheld the no-confidence motion and the need to call elections. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
Coming up, teens aged 12 and 17 drown in separate incidents, and East Coast Demerara fisherman stabs wife to death. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
It's the big taste you love. Devon Big Six. For when you want more. Devon Big Six. The biggest six in Guyana. More chocolate. More custard. More value. Devon Big Six. Put a smile on your face.
It was a long car ride home, and Kyla started to crave the all-natural Ripples Crunch. Ah yes, that was all she could think about. She thought she was dreaming, but it seemed so real. Daydream or not, the craving still hit, and she couldn't wait to rip into it. Sunshine Snacks Ripples Chips. Rip into 100% real potato goodness.
Sunshine Snacks Ripples. Rip into real potato.
Play and win with SuperBet. Visit an agent near you to play all your favorite games. SuperBet, your best bet. Must be 18 years and older. Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
Sun or rain? Up or down? No one knows what tomorrow will bring, but with Premier's commercial property insurance, you'll be ready. For all risks insurance, call 223-0840 or visit premierinsurance.gy. Fuel your success. Premier Insurance. Premier insurance coverage.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. A 17-year-old male is now missing after the boat in which he and two others were traveling capsized in Bonacika Creek, Essequibo River, Region 3. The teen was only identified as Chino of Region 1. However, based on reports received, the two other men, Mark Lacruz, 24, a laborer of Upper Bonacika, and 19-year-old Antonio, only name given, managed to swim to safety. The accident reportedly occurred at about 21 hours on Saturday. The now missing teenager and the other teen were consuming alcohol in the boat as they journeyed to Bonacika. However, one of the young men started to rock the boat, thus causing it to capsize. As a result, the police in a subsequent release stated that Lacruz and Antonio managed to swim to shore, but Chino never made it out of the creek. A report was only made to the Bonacika outpost at about 9 hours on Sunday. The police stated that checks were made in the creek for the missing teen, but it proved futile. Both Lacruz and Antonio were detained and are assisting with the investigations. The body of a 12-year-old pupil of Al Medina Islamic Academy was on Sunday morning pulled from a canal near the Anna Regina Masjid. The lad has been identified as Masood Brown of Lot 91 Chinese Street, Anna Regina, Region 2. The boy reportedly left home on Sunday at about 8 hours to check his fishing line but never returned home. A search was conducted by Brown's parents, who discovered his body in the canal. The body was fished out of the water and taken to the Sudi Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival, and subsequently taken to the Sudi mortuary awaiting a post-mortem examination. A fisherman this morning stabbed his reputed wife to death at their Hope Estate, East Coast Demerara home, after he accused her of being unfaithful. Dead is 26-year-old Anisa Ishmael. The suspect has since confessed to the heinous crime. He is under guard at the Georgetown Public Hospital receiving medical attention after he consumed a poisonous substance after committing the act. Based on reports received, the woman had left her home on Thursday last and went to a friend's house at Better Hope, East Coast Demerara, where she spent several days. However, she returned home at around 10 hours today in the company of her sister with the intention of collecting her belongings, but she was confronted by the suspect who asked her not to leave. Due to her reluctance to stay, the suspect became angry, whipped out a knife from the waist of his pants, and attacked the woman. Upon seeing this, the victim's sister pushed her away and instructed her to run. Upon doing so, the suspect gave chase and caught her in the yard. It was then he stabbed her in the neck, the left side face, and both hands. The suspect then turned his attention to the victim's sister, but she put up a fight during which she received a wound to her left thumb. The suspect, after committing the act, reportedly inflicted several wounds on his body and consumed the poisonous substance. Investigations are ongoing. The sun stood out in its magnificent glory to bring the curtains down on Mastermind 2023 when the event moved to New Amsterdam on Sunday. Revelers tramped through the streets from Marks Bridge going through Main Street and turned into Vryde Road, then into Strand before heading to Stelling Road, where the parade ended. The parade kicked off at 13 hours and was still in progress way into the evening. This year, it was the largest in terms of participation, with several contingents that participated in the February 23 float parade in Georgetown taking part in New Amsterdam. Let's have a look.
We are depicting agriculture. Region 6 basically is an agriculture-based community, and so Region 6 float is depicting agriculture.
What aspect of the agriculture you're depicting?
In general, so we have, if you notice, the first float there complements the Ministry of Agriculture. The float that had in Georgia, they have also donated as a shade house. You know, our president is focusing on other crops and by utilizing the different technologies. Shade house for Ministry of Agriculture. And the other one is sugar cane, generally farming, but more so sugar cane. Our second float, so to speak.
This is a marvelous sight because when you look at the color of people here, how colorful they look today, and you know, when you look across the crowd, you will see that it's all ethnicity, and this really speaks well for one Guyana that the president is talking about. You know, and events like these bring people together because people come out with their children, they come out with their family and friends, and they all have a good time. They all have a good time together regardless of race. The last 2 years, we couldn't get a MASH program on the road. We couldn't get a tramp on the road because of COVID. So, you know, not that COVID is gone, but, you know, people recognize that it is not as bad as before.
The Guyana government ushered in the Hindu Festival of Colors, Pagua or Holi, was a grand celebration at State House, where Guyanese were urged to look out for each other so that everyone's life is filled with joy and beauty. Holi will be observed on Tuesday, March 7, 2023. It signifies the triumph of good over evil. During remarks on the lawns of his official residence, President Dr. Irfan Ali noted that celebrations such as the Festival of Colors warrant us to take a look around to see that everyone is partaking and enjoying the same level of happiness from such significant occasions. Let's have a look.
रंग बरसे भीगे चुनर वाली रंग बरसे और
This Holi, I want us to do it a bit different as a country, because Holi is about the coming together of families and communities. It is about prosperity. It is about freshness, goodness, mercy. And I want us, before we engage on Tuesday in any activity, before we go to the mandirs, before we go on the streets to play Holi, to spend a few moments and to look around our communities, to look around within our families, to look among our friends, and to see who among those requires some assistance, some help, something from you to allow them to enjoy Holi on Tuesday also. And before we do anything else, let us reach out to them, let us give, and let us ensure that their Holi is as colorful and beautiful as those who have a colorful and beautiful Holi.
सोने की थारी में क्यों ना परोसा सोने की थारी में
Values and traditions that are unshakable. Values and traditions that are different. Values and traditions that are unique to us because of who we are as a country. 6 different cultures, 6 different people. We have the greatness of a mix of values and traditions that is second to none. We have one of the most beautiful landscapes, one of the most beautiful countries, one of the most beautiful unification of colors and culture. And tonight, as we ushering Holi, let us do so in a renewed spirit of humanity, in a renewed spirit in service to each other, in a renewed spirit in uplifting each other. So as we play with the colors, and the colors merge together, let that merging of colors not only be something that is physically beautiful on the day of Holi, but let it be a physical demonstration of how colorless we are in a very colorful world. If we can understand how colorless we are in a colorful world, we will find greater meaning to life, greater beauty to life. Every ounce of energy we spend on negative things, on tearing each other down or pulling each other down, is an ounce of energy we could have spent on something positive.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Tuesday, March 7th at 5 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Tuesday, March 7th at 16 hours 25 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Confident Jackman ready to take on World Championships and Milo Tournament. Chase, Ansgrove, Charlestown are latest winners. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
John Lewis Styles has opened a new department, now offering home goods. Here you can find quality sheets and towels, pillows, blankets and even bath mats and shower curtains. Organize your laundry with clothes baskets, fabric steamers, irons and ironing boards. For the kitchen we have small appliances, towels and mittens, pot sets and dinner sets too. Decorate the house with mirrors, picture frames, floating shelves and decorative pillows. All these and more on Waterloo Street. It's fashion for the home. John Lewis Styles.
A American-made Generac pressure washers from Sylvie's Variety Store gives you the power you need to blast away dirt and grime. Providing the perfect cleaning power for any tough jobs around the house or business, from 2,500 to 4,000 PSI. So get the Generac pressure washer today with all the parts and accessories available from Sylvie's Variety Store.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.